Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen, where we've not played the game for a while. I totally realized that. Let's close the chat too. The reason was basically that I couldn't maintain both Star Citizen and Witcher 3 on my SSD at the same time, so I had to pick one, and with the very long Witcher 3 Let's Play going on, I just didn't have the time to, so... But here we are back again for 3.5. And we're back on Levski, in case you're wondering. I have some quest NPCs that I want to meet here, and also recently I've happened to grown more fond of Levski because it's, you know, it's not quite as clean. It's a little bit messy, dirty, and all that, but it feels more homely than, you know, new places like ArcCorp or even Hurston. So. Anyway, let's head down to the Grand Border. As I said, we're playing patch 3.5 now, which has hit the servers a couple of weeks ago. There's still a huge amount of problems. I hope we don't run into too many of those, but I'm not sure if I would, you know, recommend to play the game right now. There was a free Friday week just recently, which is a weird choice. I mean, I can kind of get it that since they had a new patch and new things to show, that they wanted people to experience them together with their friends, you know, make some viral advertisement going on and all that stuff. But on the other hand, it was in kind of a messy state in a lot of, you know, core aspects of the game, especially combat, that a lot of people got really frustrated with it as well. So I don't know if that was a good choice. But, well, here we are. First we're gonna meet Miles Eckhart. I think we have already talked to him at some point in the past, but that was a different patch, different progress and stuff. I think in this patch I have already done a mission for him once, so he shouldn't introduce himself again, but just say that he has work to do again. Hey, Miles.
Glad you could make it. Grab a seat.
Alright.
I might have.
So what's up?
Let me look. I'll send the details.
Bounty contract, Wilfried Herschel. Alright, I can take care of that.
Good luck and all that.
Alright. See ya. There's also another mission giver here, Rekko. I'm not sure if I ever spoke to her during recordings, but she's also been around for a few patches, though some patches ago she also had a lot of issues. Anyway, let me see if I can find the correct path on first attempt. Levski's a little bit of a confusing mess too, but I really like it about it. Yes, if you're here for the first time, you're probably wondering why is there so much space that you can just walk around here. It's fascinating, but it's a little bit crazy as well. Anyway, we should just go down the stairs and then left, and then we should pretty much be there. Yes. All right. This episode we're not gonna go to ArcCorp, the new fancy place. Since it's the new fancy place, lots of people want to go there, and lots of people going to one place always creates problems because the spaceport is not equipped to handle it. Also, there's lots of other issues which can result in you being stuck there for literally hours. So, hey.
Nice to see you again.
Got any more work, man? Man.
Let's see what I can dig up. This contract could be a good fit. Here are the details for you.
What's wrong with my fucking heart rate, man? Just stop. Jesus, sometimes the heart rate just goes into extremes when you talk to quest givers, which is hilarious, you know? You talk to someone and then all of a sudden you drop dead due to a heart attack.
Keep your wits about you. You're here.
Jesus. I know I didn't take a look at what we were supposed to be doing. Apologies. I was just a little bit confused with a random heart attack happening. Okay, we're gonna pick something up from Olazar and bring it here. Okay. Let's take care of the bounty contract first, in case it updates. It might not. Bounty contracts are basically, well, one of the better paying things these days, since they dialed down trading quite significantly, which still has a lot of the risks that it used to have previously, but not much of the benefits. You know, profits, I mean. But bounties are pretty good. But the missions sometimes don't update and spawn the NPC that you want to take out. But this time I think it did. Because we have a marker somewhere. Somewhere in the unknown. Did we come down here with that one? It seems we didn't. Let's try the other one, so we don't have to wait for the elevator to come down. No, that one is here. Alright, another thing that is new in this patch is a very much revised flight model, which some ships benefit a lot from. I mean, especially ships with large engines can accelerate really quickly now. And I'll talk more about that when we get on board the ship. Also, the game has lighting issues, so don't be surprised if all of a sudden things become dark and then bright again. It seems to have lighting issues on low resolutions and low settings. Also, that screen could update. Yeah, thank you. Right now I have a few more ships because due to the free fight week you were given, you know, free ships to fly around with. But they should be gone, like, tomorrow? I think tomorrow. What's the hold up? There was a message from the guy who's responsible for the vehicles, but let's just try again.
There, she'll be waiting for you in the hangar.
Thank you. Two. All right. That's over here. Do need to wait for the elevator though. Come on, elevator. Thank you. Okay, hangar 2. Alright, so new flight model. What is especially different is in case you do atmospheric flight, it's a lot different than space flight now. And not just basically space flight with a little bit more drag. So that's good. For the Andromeda, as we'll see, since it has really huge engines, it can accelerate pretty well. Turning and stuff isn't that much better as it has been previously, but it's still good enough. Also, the ship received a slight buff to its shield systems and armors, like pretty much all ships did, which means it's much less of a glass cannon than it was in the previous patch, which means it's pretty decent against most possible NPCs that you could run into. So that is good. Also, they changed the seats so that they're always turned backwards until you sit in it, which is a little bit of a weird change, but it saves some time because in the past the seats were arranged in a fashion where they were looking straight ahead. So when you wanted to sit down, they had to turn around first. Then you could sit down. Then you would have to turn around again. This way, they don't have to do the very first part of that. Also, I like that hangar door open.
Free to launch.
All right.
Take off complete.
I mean, I trust him, but I'm taking a look anyway to see if the hangar bay doors are really open. Anyway.
See you again one day.
Oh, I forgot to buy quantum fuel. It should still be enough for the quick hop back to Crusader, but when I'm at OLSR to pick up the package for Recco, I should definitely refuel as well. Alright. So, where are we going? No. The main thing that is different now in the flight system is that there's no modes anymore. There's no landing mode, SEM mode, and then cruise mode like it was previously. You basically just set the max speed that you want your ship to maintain to a certain level, and then it tries to get there, which could be in basically any range if you wanted it to. Which, if you're not used to it and expect kind of landing mode the moment you power on your ship, can also have some hilarious consequences. The first couple of times that I started up ships, I just crashed them into Port Olisar because the ship can accelerate really fast, even if it was just standing still a moment ago. So yeah, that was hilarious, but only for the first time. Since then, you basically have to learn how to adjust. As you can see, I can use a mouse wheel to change the speed limit. I can also tell it to either try and maintain the speed limit or not. No, I have a speed limit set, but it doesn't automatically go there. What is really interesting right now, that even without specifically using decoupled, you can basically reverse your ship by telling it to go backwards using my throttle, which is pretty neat, because in some fights with some ships you want to try to get as long of an window to hit them properly, which is right now due to difficulties and problems with basically aiming of any weapon, is basically just sub 1 kilometer for most ships at the moment, especially the smaller ones. So sometimes you just want an AI ship to just chase you and then move backwards slightly. Now Grimhex is obstructed. I think we need to take a detour. Yeah. Apparently when I was setting the course it wasn't obstructed yet, but since it does move around, it's obstructed now. Or possibly because I moved a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm away my quantum fuels now, thank you. I was just saying that.
Game is now over.
Let me also set that screen to target instead of social. Because to social I'm gonna scroll anyway, because since you need the mouse wheel to set your speed limit, you also automatically end up scrolling through displays. If they can be scrolled, which is not really well designed, I might add. Oh, someone already killed my bounty. Goddess. I want to do some combat, man. Let's go there anyway and try and find a bounty. Interestingly enough, even though I wasn't really participating in taking down the ship that I was supposed to take down, I still got a bounty for it. Which is a bit hilarious, to be honest, but it's a delightful bug to exploit, because you can lose money for all sorts of things, especially if you do trading. So, but I do want to have at least one fight, maybe not against a Buccaneer. Another one is also Buccaneer. Fuck. Slow down further. I'm using space brake right now to decelerate. also, especially Buccaneers are really difficult to kill right now because they're highly maneuverable, and with hit registration not working quite as intended, they can appear to be pretty much invincible. Because just hitting them a few times is not enough, even with powerful weapons that the Constellation has. So let's try and back off a little bit to increase our window. No. And let's go forward again. There's also a new aiming mode right now, which I was just trying to demonstrate there, which is gimbal assist. Basically, if you maintain your target within a small area around your crosshairs, it aims automatically at where the ship is supposed to go. Doesn't mean that it's always the best, that it's always accurate. If you're good, you're probably better just using gimbal the regular way. But especially if you have a laggy game, it might even be better. That's the wrong way. Sorry, ship. How did my fucking screen reset? I did tell you to go to the target screen, not the social one. God damn it. Well, that was one down. I think there was another, but there's a cutlass here now too. Those are much easier to deal with our ship, because they're a little bit easier to hit. Oh wait, that might be... No, that's a player. Maybe you don't want to do that. I mean, it's not a nice person apparently, but anyway. So why did you change that fucking screen again? I don't like it. Well, that ship seems to have issues. Apparently it's down. Well, I tried, you know, killing some ships. I was supposed to hit my target, but someone else took it out, so I took out another ship. Maybe fulfilled another mission for someone. I don't know. Let's see if there's any more bounties available, maybe? Do I need to wait a sec for them to update, possibly? Anyway, that's the main difference in the flight system right now. You can back off and all, which is a feature that I really like, because especially with a ship like the Constellation, you often just want your opponent to chase you, so that you can basically turret it by you know shooting at it while you have a pretty clear line of fire, because you do have firepower and shield power to probably survive it longer than most other ships. Unless, you know, they're bigger than you. Then maybe you don't want to do that. Then you want to pretend you're somewhat of an immobile fighter. But against fighters specifically, and also against possibly cutlasses and targets of that size, it's generally a good idea. So... where's that guy? Alright, that did not update. It was the other one that updated. Well, let's go over there. I was hoping to fight at least one bigger ship than a Buccaneer, but we'll see. Maybe it's just another Buccaneer again. Another advantage of the gimbal assist mode is that you can even use it against bigger targets, even though aiming at them is probably easier. But that way you can focus more on flying and let your system basically handle the offense, which, you know, is sometimes good because you know focusing both on aiming properly, then also doing some evasive maneuvers, even just smaller ones, is something you have to really train a lot in order to do, both at the same time. So if the game can, you know, do one of these things, even just semi-competently, I think it's a good trade-off, often. Alright, we're almost there. Just need to be careful to not run into any of those asteroids. So, how big a ship is it? The bigger the target is, the further we can see it away from. Probably not a constellation. Oh, come, give me Cutlass, please. Apparently not. Apparently it is a Cutlass. Okay, I can deal with that. Slow down a bit. So let's use gimbal assist this time. Might be quicker just using regular gimbal, but you know, just so you can see it's not really cheating. It can still miss, especially if the ship changes course. But sometimes in situations like this, where you're blinded by whatever sun you're basically heading towards and stuff, you can just focus on doing other things, and it still gets down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! There's a hammerhead here. Oh, oh, oh! I need to get out of here. Jesus. No, I can't tangle with that. Let's get away from here. It's a little bit weird that I don't know who had that idea to also add basically the biggest ship that is flyable in the game right now into the whole bounty hunting missions, the Hammerhead. Defeating it with a fighter is pretty much impossible unless you have neutron cannons or anything that can pierce shield. I don't think my ship can defeat it with the guns that it has. It would also need something that can bypass the shield, because the shield is too powerful. Even if I fired it at, even if I continuously fire at it and hit it, I think it's not gonna bother with it too much. So it's interesting. I mean, you could group up and bring some other people around and defeat it together. Also, you can board it, interestingly enough. But I'm not gonna do that here. We're gonna go to Olisar and pick up a package for Recco. So let's do that.
Water drive is now on.
It reset the fucking screen again, man. What the hell? I mean, normally I like the communication screen right above our crosshair, but right now it doesn't update well enough so that you can't use it to hail stations reliably for landing requests and all that, just because it doesn't update. So, but before we get a landing permit here, I need to figure out which Stroud I actually need to go to, because I need to pick up the package at one very specific location. Over there, on what looks like Stroud A. So let's head over here, hover over pad 9, and then hope we just get that. Alright.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There's another constellation here, interestingly enough. I forgot to roll out the landing gear.
Landing gear deployed. Takeoff complete. Engines are off. Landing complete. Takeoff.
Apparently I was already at the correct height, and then with the landing gear setting down, I was already setting down on it. Fine. Let's go. Well, constellation over there also just wants to go. It's probably not gonna be around when we get back. Since there's things that we can buy here and sell at Levski, I'm also gonna pick up some medical supplies. Should be not with too much risk. So let's... Hello? Let's buy a couple. Alright. And then let's get that. Alright, let's head back to the ship, and then... I'm still continuously reminding myself that I need to buy quantum fuel, probably. But the only reason that I had so few quantum fuel on the ship was that basically I locked out in the ship, not expecting to get back in there next time. Would you kindly go? This is not your ship, go away. Go away. I'm not gonna go up this ramp with you, so go. Some people just go and find your own fucking ship. Come on, go. Don't need any visitors right now. I do have the ship unlocked, right? I didn't. Weird.
Engines are on. Engines full. Take off.
Didn't I switch that off? Jesus. No, I forgot quantum fuel. Fuck! Well, it should still be enough for the trip to Levski. Alright.
Landing gear raised. Quantum drive is now on.
Alright, let's bring back the package, sell the goods, and then we'll call it a day. But as you can see, there's quite a few, you know, new people on the servers right now. It's probably gonna drop off significantly when the free fly event ends. But right now there's a lot of buzz and discussions, which is also part of why I turned down the chat, because before I wanted to start this episode we had a really long discussion with various people about all sorts of things about the game. So just didn't want to have that on the recording, because it's a little bit annoying, I think.
Quantum drive is now on.
Alright. At least this time we don't need to reset the target. It's a little bit annoying that if you quantum drive to some location, then the marker for the location disappears. But you still need to know where you were going, right? But thankfully I have a mission target that also takes place to where I want to go, so I can just follow that. Alternatively, I would have to reset the target, then the quantum drive thinks that I want to quantum drive over there again, then have to spool again, which is a little bit annoying and not very well thought out, I have to say. But this way we're not gonna have any problems, because we have a reason to go where we want to go, not just, you know, because we want to take a look at it or buy something there, which we have no mission for. Alright, I think we should slow down at this point. What I also find a little bit weird right now is that Delamar doesn't seem to have any atmosphere, which is not how it used to be, really. Hey, mate.
Hey there! On behalf of the People's Alliance, welcome to Levski. Name's Eslin. I run the hangars here, which is great for you, because you're probably looking to land.
Yes. You're right, Eslin. That's precisely what I want to do.
Nice. Look at that. Got a hangar free that's perfect for you.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright. Gave me the one I was expecting. Not sure what's happening in that hangar to our right, where there's so many things inside there. I don't know. What the hell was that? Let's set that baby down. Thank you.
Engines are off.
There you go. Safely landed.
Mm-hmm. Well, this time my ship even doesn't despawn immediately when I get off it. I mean, when that happens when you're at a spaceport, it's no problem. It just gets stored there, and you can just recall it from there. But when that happens when you're on a planet site location where there's no spaceport around, you're basically stuck at this point, which is another fun aspect of the state of the game right now. There's often in chat a lot of people, you know, oh, we got stuck here trying to do a delivery box mission, and then yeah, okay, I'll drop over. Just hang tight for 5 minutes. It's an interesting social aspect to the game, but really it shouldn't be necessary to give people lifts because their ships just randomly despawn in locations where they really shouldn't. But alright. As long as we're having fun, right? As long as we're having fun, it should be fine. No, that's where I am. I wanna go there. Alright then. We're gonna deliver the box first, then sell the cargo. That guy seems to be always lunging around that delivery box. Every time I deliver something here, he's there. Sometimes he even says something. It's a little spooky. Got something. No. Apparently doesn't have something to say. Well, but we did that. Alright. Anyway, let's also sell stuff. Made a few extra bucks on the side. Right, great. Anyway, that was it for today. Next time we might be going to ArcCorp if it's a little bit more stable, or do a little bit more combat, especially maybe against a few of the bigger ships that we can get on random bounty missions. So maybe for the next time we'll be instantly in the action when I'm at a bounty against a bigger ship to see, so we can see how they behave, how you can destroy them, and all that kind of thing, and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see that next time. Have a good one.